What's popping, Glam Squad? I hope you guys have been doing well. We are back again with another video, and on today's video we're gonna be creating this beautiful eye look. And if you wanna see how to do this beautiful cut crease, please keep on watching.
If you gotta do that makeup, boo, do that makeup, do that makeup. You've only got 10 minutes, so put your face.
Yeah, so to start with, we went in with our eyebrows kama kawaida, and here I was just shaping them a little bit with a razor, just to remove off the excess. And you don't want to overshape. You don't want to overshape your eyebrows. You just want to remove the excess hair, mostly under the brow bone area and on top of the brow, but nothing more. Yeah, so to go in with the eyebrows, I went in with the Davis pencil in the shade number 3, and I'm just outlining her eyebrows like so. You guys already know how to do your eyebrows. If you don't, I will link up a video that I had done about how to achieve your eyebrows. Yeah, so check this video, link popping up here. Yeah, and to fill it in, I'm just going lightly with light strokes, and with my spoolie I'm just gonna comb everything together. Because her eyebrows were a bit full at the front part, I didn't add in pencil. Yeah, so I have some cold, so excuse my voice if it's a bit hoarse. Yeah, so to clean it up, I went in with concealer, yeah, from the Illegal collection. Yeah, so I'm just using this flat brush, and I'm just being precise. Again, guys, even from the previous video, you already know, make sure you're precise when doing your eyebrows. You don't want to undo the work that you already did when you are using your pencil. Yeah, so I'm just cleaning under the eye with that concealer, and the same concealer, it's what I will use for my eyeshadow base. Yeah, so that will be my base for the eyeshadow. Yeah, and I'm cleaning the other side, and then on top of the eyebrows, I'm gonna be using the Illegal, the Illuminating foundation in the shade Tofee. Yeah, so clean your eyebrows. Yeah, then using a damp beauty blender, I'm just gonna blend everything together. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just blending, and you want your base for your eyeshadow to be very evened out. So make sure you have put in enough product, not too much because you don't want it to be cakey, but make sure you have blended it to be very smooth so that your eyeshadow can sit on well. Because if you have patches on your concealer or whatever base you're using for your eyeshadow, trust you me, it will show on the eyeshadow. Yeah, so on top of the brow, like I said, I'm using Illegal Illuminating foundation in the shade Tofee, which is her perfect shade. Yeah, and I'm just cleaning the top of the eyebrow just to get it right before we dive into the eyeshadow. So here I was just trying to like even out those eyebrows because one was a bit thicker than the other, but we have to try and make them related as much as we can. Yeah, and so that's what I was doing here, and I was really happy with the end results of these eyebrows. But she really has really amazing brows, very full, and yeah, I was happy with the results. At least they were sisters by the time we were done. Yep, so now I'm going in with my transition shade, and I'm just gonna use one palette, the Gorgeous Me palette, and I'm using this brown shade as my transition shade. As you can see, I'm using a fluffy blending brush, and for me, I always try start with transitions because I feel like it's easier working from up down. Yeah, so here I'm also using it to kind of set the concealer under the eyebrow. Yeah, just to make sure there are no harsh lines, and it will blend in so well with her skin tone. Yeah, so as you can see, for transition, I love this palette because it has so many neutral shades. So I feel like, as you can see, like it's very neutral, it's very close to her shade. And here I was just going in with a lighter shade just to make sure that part, the brow bone part, is a bit highlighted. Yeah, so I'm using like a matte white shades from the same Gorgeous Me palette. Yeah, then I'm just blending in the transition shade a bit more. Yeah. Then next I went in with a very black shade of the eyeshadow, and I'm using a very sharp, small pointed brush just to create this liner-like line, and I'm just placing it a bit above the crease area. Yeah, but not too high, because you also don't want your eyeshadow to look like hakuna gap between your eyebrow and your lid. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm going right in the crease area, and I'm just building it up, and then I'm just gonna wing it out. Yeah, so for this look we are doing a cut crease, and I tried to be very detailed, so I didn't cut off most of the part like I would usually do, because I wanted it to be beginner friendly, and I want you to follow through and be able to do that cut crease and create such a perfect eye. Yeah, so after this was done, I wiped off the concealer, and then I'm going in with a white concealer under the liner just to create base now for my main eyeshadow colors that I'm using on the lid. Yeah, so for when it comes to cut crease, you want to use a very flat brush. Sometimes I even prefer like pressing it down with a wet wipe just to make sure that it's very flat and very thin. That way it will give you very nice base for you to apply your concealer with, or whatever eyeshadow base that you use. A very flat brush does a good job for that. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm just like doing a full cut crease. It's a bit elongated. We're not doing half, we're doing a full cut crease. And so I'm just showing a close-up on how I also achieved the same. And as you can see, I'm being very precise because I don't want to undo the black liner that I did, because it's easy to undo with concealer, but add a bit at a time. Don't do too much product when you're applying, and then just make sure the base is well blended. Yeah, so next, using the same black eyeshadow color from the Gorgeous Me palette, just using this angled fluffy brush. Angled fluffy brush, it's very good. A brush is very good when you're doing the outer corner of the eye, because it gives you precision. So you're not like putting the eyeshadow all over. So I would advise you, like if you're doing such a look, make sure you use a fluffy angled brush. I love that it places the product, but it also blends it a bit so that you're not having very harsh eyeshadow placement. And then I'm just using a brown shade from the same palette with the same brush, just to make sure that the inner part of that black eyeshadow, it's quite blended, because I was using a bit like brown, light brown shade at the inner side of the eye, as you can see, using a flat brush. Yeah, so you need a neutral shade between the black and the lighter shade, just to make sure that they are well blended, leaving no harsh lines in between. I hope I'm making sense though. Yeah, so here I was using this brown shade. It's brown, but it has some tone of orange, and I'm just using again a flat brush just to place it, because flat brushes are good when you want to be precise. So here I wanted precision. I didn't want to go above the liner that I had created with the eyeshadow. So a flat brush helps you like just place those shades, and especially on the inner part of the eyelid, a flat brush comes in handy. Yeah, so I'm just placing, dabbing to place, and then using the brown liner, I'm just gonna blend the two shades together to make sure there's no that harshness between the two. Yep, and I was loving this eye. By the time we were getting here, I was really loving it. Yeah, and then for such eyeshadows, you need to go back. You don't want any eyeshadow taking away from the other, so you keep going back until you're happy with the blending. And then also with the black liner, I went in with the same tiny pointed brush and just brought it back to life, because sometimes eyeshadow can take away from the other. Yeah, and then on this eye, I just did the same thing I did to the other eye, so nothing special, just follow through. Yeah, so next I went in with this glitter shadow, and I'm just adding in some, it's yellow in color. Yeah, so I was just adding in some just to make sure that that eye popped, and it also like just brought a little bit more life to the eyeshadow, and gave it some glitter because I had only used matte eyeshadow. Yeah, so that's what I was doing here. I reduced the light a bit for you guys to be able to see. Yeah, and I was loving it. Like, that glitter just brought so much life to this eye. I loved it. And I was using a flat brush again just to place, and I did it all the way. Yeah, so I went ahead and did the whole face because I didn't want to do the full makeup, because I thought this video would have been so long. Yeah, so here we are back with our makeup, our contour, highlight, everything else on the face done. And so I just came back to do the liner and to do the final touches on the eye. So when it comes to eyeliner, I was using this e.l.f. pencil liner, and I was just being precise because I didn't want it to be so thick. I didn't want to take out the details that were on the eyelid, so I just wanted it to be thin but also very precise. And so here it's what I'm applying. Yeah, and I just added in some white eyeshadow at the outer part just to highlight it, and because I was going for a double wing liner, so this was the thing that was to separate the two. Yeah, I hope it makes sense. So for this part, I was adding in the lower liner, and I wanted it to be a wing liner, as you will see as we progress. And so here I was just trying to be precise to make sure that I'm not messing the whole makeup on. Yeah, and I loved this double wing liner. Then for the inner eye, because I couldn't use the wing liner, definitely I'm going in with the LA black liner, and I'm applying it all over her waterline. And as you can see, it makes so much difference. Like, I was loving this eye. Then I blended off the white eyeshadow because I didn't want it to be harsh. And then under the eye, I just used the black liner with a very tiny pencil-like brush, and I just smoked it out a bit just to make sure it was not harsh. And also, sometimes when you do the upper eyelid, you also want to do something on the lower lid so that the eye can be complete. And then using the same glitter shadow that I used on top of the eyeshadow, I'm just adding a little bit at the center of her lower eyelid, making sure that it's well done and no fallouts. Yeah, so next I'm going in with this disposable spoolie, and I'm just gonna take some mascara and just comb off her lashes to make sure that any fallout on the eyeshadow, it's gone, and we are prepared for the eyelashes. Yeah, so next after this, just placing in her eyelashes to complete the eye, and I was loving it. And make sure you get the lower lashes as well. It makes a whole difference. Like, putting on mascara on your lower lashes will give you what it's supposed to give, basically. Yeah, so next I went in with these false lashes, and I just placed it, and it made a whole difference, guys. Yeah, so make sure you pop in your lashes. This eye was giving it. It was giving 100% sexy, good vibes, and everything good. Yeah, and I was loving the outcome. Ooh, yeah, so there a little bit. Ooh, how gorgeous. I really loved this eye. So after here, I just went and did the other eye because I didn't want the video to be too long. I didn't include that part, but you will see this is how both eyes came out looking. After this, I just set her face, and then to go with this eye look, it was very bold, so I didn't want to do a very bold lipstick, that is. Yeah, so I went in with Davis lip liner, and I was just lining it in the shade brown. I think this was number 3, and I'm just lining her lips. And then I went in with Rich Beauty nude nude lipstick, and then to blend everything together, I just added this gorgeous sheer it's the LA Colors lip gloss. It's very clear, and I just felt like it added some vibe to the look, because sometimes the matte can be just like not giving. But yeah, glossed lips were perfect with this eye. This is how the final makeup looked. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because we post 2 videos every week. So stay tuned and show some love, guys. Show some love. Until the next one, bye bye, guys. Here was her reaction. She was so excited. She loves the makeup. She was just like, oh my god, I love the highlight, I love the eyes, I love, like, she loved everything, guys. And if you're not loving this look right now, you're just a hater. You are. Yeah, so guys, thank you so much. Until next week, bye bye.